Welcome to Two Beards Reviews, reviewing Welcome to Wrexham, episode 11 in Cody. Let's go. G'day, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all round legends. Welcome to another episode of Two Beards Reviews, where we're reviewing Welcome to Wrexham, episode 11 in Cody, which I believe means going up in Welsh, for those that aren't Welsh. And I do not profess to be Welsh or know how to pronounce the Welsh language, but I try. I try out of respect for the team that I love. But this episode, obviously, we are all around the girls and that record-breaking game. So we're going to have a good chat about this episode. I'm your host, Rousey. That is Adrian, mate. Another episode.
Right.
What did you think to this one?
It was great, mate. Honestly, I think after the Gresford one, it was a bit of a somber affair. So to get into something that was so exciting at the time and watching again as well. I mean, you and I can remember, watching that game because it was advertised, everywhere so that we could, even international fans could watch it. For those who don't know, the women don't traditionally play at the racecourse. It's not something that happens. So to see
But they
the
should.
women, well, they should 100%. But to see the women so, excited of the game, and, they hadn't lost the game all season, guys. This was to break a record, to be, invincible, and be 100% record. And look, spoiler alert, it was happy times ahead, but the way they told the story leading up to it, seeing, Rosie at home talking about the game and how she's excited about it. And then, seeing Lily, who, unfortunately lost her father, who was a massive Wrexham fan, who would have loved to have seen her do it, that got me emotional. And then obviously with Mia as well, following Mia Roberts' story, obviously her dad being captain of Wrexham back in the day, Mr. Neil Roberts, if you're watching, mate, we love you. And just seeing her dad getting excited around it. And it was just a lot of mixed emotions, because you've got people who've got the family around them, maybe the family who are missing family members, or for people we're just excited for women's football, which we
I
all were.
really,
So
I
epic one.
really enjoyed this episode where because it got to focus more around the women and their families and the build up to how big this game was, to be the first Wrexham team ever to have a 100% perfect season,
Crazy.
and how much it meant to the girls to be able to achieve that. Um, so obviously we spoke about in the last episode, which focused on women. We said, we this obviously didn't get a mention. It was teased, but it didn't get a mention. And now this got its own episode, um and what an absolute amazing episode this was too. I mean, this week was just two like insane episodes back
Two
to
for two,
back.
mate. Two for two.
Yeah, two for two. And yeah, so obviously we got to see a lot behind the scenes. We got to see Rosie Hughes and Rosie Hughes's girlfriend, and hear her story a bit more about her dad. Um, really wholesome stuff. Um, really connected you to the players a bit more, I think, than the other women's episode.
Yeah.
And
It felt
then
a bit more like that doco behind the scenes that we're after, because we know what they're like as footballers, and we know that they have other jobs as well, being, semi-professional. So to see that behind the scenes and see the family, like even just Lily's family, like I feel like we didn't get to see much. Obviously, we saw a lot about her father, who was an amazing man. But to get to see a bit more of her mum and just see how happy she was, got me choked up, seeing how proud she was at the race course, just tearing up. And
mm,
yeah, it was just amazing. And then Mia Roberts, we got to obviously see how, her dad was probably more nervous
yeah,
than she was, and she came off the bench revving up that crowd,
oh yeah,
lifting people up. And I mean, we saw it in the moment, but
what
watching
a
it back on the
special
doco
moment.
was amazing.
But
Amazing.
then after that game was over, which was a record breaking game, it was good to have the owners there and all that. But then it, made a good clarifying point that if you win the league, you don't necessarily get promoted. You still have to win the playoff against the South League,
which is
which
horseshit.
then
But yeah,
obviously focused on.
yep.
It went to that game. And in comes Dth Morgan. The
Super Del
saves.
Morgan in
Oh,
goal.
wow. The saves. See, I actually didn't get to watch that game and to actually see that game there and unfold and how crazy it was. And, all those saves that she made.
Especially that last one. Far
Oh,
out.
wow. 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 Fucking wow. Just, I think this episode really, really it built up the previous episode with the women built them up, and this episode really drilled down into it. And then, seeing all the emotions, seeing Gemma just, in tears over being promoted and having a perfect season and then winning the playoff. What an amazing episode. What an
Oh, was
amazing
great.
episode. So,
And I could see that Rosie Hughes goal on replay every day of the week from the race course when it gets that 2-1 win. Jesus Christ, I could watch that every day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, Rousey's rating for this episode, I think you already know what's coming. 10 out of motherfucking 10 and a rock hard Elliot Lee. Let's go. Let's go. 2 great episodes. Love our girls. They're amazing. Adrian,
Yeah,
mate, over
mate.
to you.
Yeah, look, I mean, you stole my thunder a bit there. Definitely going with the Elliot Lee myself, and I haven't gone one all season. I've gotten close. I think the Millie episode, I gave it a 10 out of 10, but to give it that 11 out of 10, for those who haven't seen us before, 11 out of 10 is our Elliot Lee, which basically, gives it that a little bit extra. And honestly, the women deserve it. That I actually kind of take back the rating we gave
I
on
would
the
say a lot
first
extra,
Ballers
but
episode.
anyway.
Yeah. But I would take back a bit of the criticism we gave the Ballers episode, especially myself. I said, I would have loved to have seen it in that episode. Nope. I think it was perfect to have it in its own episode with the playoff as well, because there were 2 stark differences. One was in a paddock, some random field. The other one's in a packed out 9.5 stadium. And to see the contrast in that same episode, I think really ran it home for me. 11 out of 10. Give me the Elliot Lee. Give it a go. Best episode of the season so far. And holy shit, dude, I'm actually super passionate about this. If they can top that next week with what we know is to come, I don't know. Is there a higher level than 11 out of 10? What are we doing?
I don't know. I think we might need spare change of underwear or something, because it's getting juicy. This is getting really, really good. And yeah, so we know what's coming next week. So guys, if you like this episode, if you want more of it, like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think to this episode in the comments. Reach out to us on X. All of the links will be in the link tree in the description. But jump in the comment section and let us know, because we like to hear from you. And there we go. This episode, 2 rock hard Elliot Lees, 10 out of 10s plus the Elliot Lees is just. It's a must watch episode. Get out there, turn us off, and fucking go over there and watch them. All right, let's go. We'll see you next episode. I'm your host, Rousey. That is Adrian. Let's go up the town. Bye.